Today, a new way to prepare a pork chop as we cook them up with a fig glaze, mashed potatoes, and some sauteed spinach. I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. When pork is on the menu, this is the man that we call in for reinforcement, Chef Jeffrey Schlissel. He's from FOMO Chefs, who help chefs get their business going, and he's also the man behind Baking Cartel. But it's not quite bacon that we're cooking up today.
No, but it is pork.
But it is pork. So that's why we bring in the experts for the expert advice here today, because Chef Jeffrey's idea for dinner for us today is not only his fig glazed pork chops, but also mashed potatoes, but blue.
But blue.
All right. And we're going to do some sauteed spinach with garlic. And the pork chop recipe is from your book, Craveable Obsessed. So let's have some fun today.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's talk pork chops, shall we?
All right.
Yep.
But I'm mesmerized by seeing blue potatoes over here, man.
Yeah, and they're not really blue, but they're called that. They're purple in color. They're just like a russet. But I wanted to do something different because, again, we eat a lot with our eyes. And what a better way of something that's so different people at your dinner table would see.
Now, will the changes in color ultimately impact the taste flavors? Like what should?
Not really. You're looking at like a creamy potato. Like if you look at like red potatoes and russet potatoes, we're talking about low moisture, high starch content, or high moisture, low content starch. These are going to be your russets, so you're going to have that beautiful. Either you can bake with these, you can boil them.
So very utilitarian in its approach, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's something, people like see this and go, "Ooh, it's purple. I don't know if it's going to be the same." But yeah, it's going to be, because if you treat a potato the same way you're going to be making mashed potatoes, and we're going to be something different, almost on the realm of hummus puree.
Okay.
Which is just a lot of butter, a little bit of cream.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit more. Just give it that more
a velvety body behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay.
So once you get done doing these and you get them all peeled, there's a very light skin. Now here's the thing. Here's the trick. You can keep these skins, because where do you think potato chips come from?
I mean, those are from the skins here. I mean, that's
you can do potatoes, right?
You can get them from the potatoes. So,
right.
why not just use these as potato chip skins?
Exactly, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to dehydrate some of these too, and we can use that for a garnish on the plate, so you're not throwing this away. Because where most of the nutrients are coming.
Yeah, that's all right there. So, most of the time we're thinking oh, hey, I've already got what I need. I'm going to make a mashed potato. The skins I'm throwing away. You're saying save them.
No. And here's the thing. What's the texture of your potato? It's creamy. So what do we want when we have different textures when we're eating?
You want
a little bit crunch.
A crunch. You want to have a little bit of a change here.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to save those.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. And we're going to take these, we're going to throw these in the oven, and then wait about 30 to 40 minutes, because these are small.
Okay.
And then get them soft. When they're fork tender, they're ready to go. We make
What
mash.
temperature should we be roasting these at?
350.
About 350 here.
Definitely.
Okay, so those are going to pop into the oven.
Yep, we're going to do that right now. And there we go.
And now, while these are in the oven,
Pork chop.
it's pork chop.
It's the star of the show.
It's the star. All right.
So here we're going to talk a little bit about pork and what we're looking for when we look at, this is the loin chop of the pork chop. And like a ribeye, like in beef, you'll have different muscles. You'll have a spinalis muscle that can wrap around. And what we're looking for is this beautiful marbling or interpost fat that's going through it. We're not having big globs of fat, but we're actually having those little bit of streaming of fat. The more of that, the better the flavor that you get. You don't have to brine this.
So really, also, when people are thinking about marbleization when it comes to a protein, they only instinctively think, hey, it's steak, it's steak, it's steak. No, look for that marbleization even inside a pork chop.
Even lamb, right? It's the same thing. We're looking for that biggest amount of adipose tissue, because it's going to give us the most flavor.
Very cool.
So what we're going to do with this, if you would help me out.
I'd love to,
We're going to do only salt on this, again,
Okay.
because the reason being we're doing this is that spice will burn, and pepper is a spice. Great way of doing that. We're going to flip these over, and if you would do that on the other side. And hit it with just a little oil in the pan, and then right after we're done searing, we're going to then take the pepper and hit it. So just about a tablespoon of oil, there we go.
What type of oil are we using here?
So this is going to be sunflower oil, and the reason why I love it is because it's buttery. It also has a high heat point, and it gives this wonderful music.
We see so much of grapeseed oil, olive oil, avocado oil now is big. sunflower oil, it's not in that kind of conversation as much.
No, and I think it's not being the acceptance when we're talking about data essentials and where things are going. Rice bran oil is utilized in Asian cooking because it has the nutty flavor.
Sure.
This is a butter flavor, and it's just one of those things that people, as they start to realize it's a really high heat, really fantastic oil to use, I think more people will gravitate to it.
And like relative to other oils that might be on the market, relatively priced at the same kind of comparability?
It might be a little bit higher in the dollar amount, but you can reuse this because it's basically when they filter this and it goes through the process, it has vitamin E and vitamin D in there.
So it's a cleaner oil as well.
It's a cleaner oil and it burns better.
Okay, very cool.
Yep.
And what are we looking over here on our pork chops
So
for?
we want to get a nice big sear on this. We're looking for a brown sear, and you can use a thick or a thin, depending on what you want to go for. I like them this size because they're manageable. You don't have to go something obese because, you know, we're having some sides to it too. It's not just the pork. And what we're looking for on this, when it gets to that point, you start hearing it calm down a little bit. You're looking for that beautiful, sear. And then flipping it over.
If you want to freshen up the other white meat with a little fig, Chef Jeffrey's recipe for these pork chops is at our website, dinnerdeals.com. All the amounts and ingredients for everything that we've been making are all ready to print. The fastest way to find us is using your phone, just the regular camera app, as if you're about to take a photo, point it at your TV, and zoom in on the black and white box in the bottom left. And when it sees that, that's a QR code. A link to us will pop up right on your phone. I love pork.
Right?
I love pork.
It's amazing. So while that's going and we're searing this, there is this fig jam that is out there, and I think prosciutto and figs go well.
They totally do.
And I think if you just take it another step and go with this, there's a great spice out there called sweet chili.
Yep.
Everyone loves it.
Okay.
And we got some here.
Okay.
And we're gonna take these and combine them together and just have a great marriage.
Okay.
So you just take your fig and your sweet chili, you mix it together.
And that looks like about what? About a 50-50 mix right there?
Exactly.
So equal portions going in.
Right, because again, sweet chili is not going to be hot. It's sweet, and it's going to add a little bit of intense heat flavor to it as well.
Here, you want a spoon?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Chef. And what you're going to get is these particulates of the fig pits to it, and then that sweet chili. Yin and yang. Can't beat it.
You really can't beat that
No.
flavor profile right there.
No, it really works together. And what's great is once you add it to this, we're going to take some pepper, if you would.
Okay.
And then hit it on top of that pork chop. And then we can go ahead and glaze this. And here's the great thing about glazing and working in a pan. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how long it's supposed to cook in the pan and so on and so forth. Guess what the oven has? A thermostat. You set it, forget it, and guess what? While that's working, you take your glaze, put a little bit of a spoonful on your glaze, and then just take, oh, that pepper is just intense.
And then you just get that nice little bit of a smear going on.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Love it.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, and that's all you do. And then pop it in the oven.
We are in for a great treat over here, but we do have to take a quick break. We're going to be mashing up our purple potatoes when we come back ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz, where we're having fun with figs and pigs today, making fig glazed pork chops with Chef Jeffrey Schlissel, plus mashed potatoes, but with the color turned way up. Before the break, we got little purple potatoes peeled and into the oven, roasting them whole before we mash them later. Then prepped our pork chops, simply seasoning with salt, and searing them in the skillet while we made the glaze, which was about a 50-50 mixture of just fig jam and sweet chili sauce mixed together. Adding it to our pork chops in the pan, along with a little pepper, then put the whole skillet in the oven, and that's been in there, we're looking 350, about 10 minutes.
That's it. Yep,
That's
definitely.
it. Well, we still have our potatoes that were in the oven.
Ready to go.
They're ready to go?
Oh,
All
yes,
right.
they are. Nice and soft. And that's what you're looking for on these. You're looking for them just to kind of like break apart just like that.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and just slide them in. And then we're going to take the butter, which is to my left. Let me just put this down here.
And there's no boiling. I mean, most people are thinking like, hey, I'm going to be making a mashed potato. I got to get, some water boiling and get those going. But no.
No, and here's the reason why. These are purple potatoes, and if you boil them, the water will extract the color out of them, while roasting just keeps that vibrant color in. And then what you're basically doing is you can see about 4 ounces to 1.5 cups of, about 4 ounces of cream to 4 ounces of butter.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit it in here once this melts. And then you can add salt and pepper to that mixture if you don't mind, Chef.
Absolutely.
And you don't really technically need to worry about the butter melting. The potatoes are going to be hot.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is just drop this in there now. We've got our potato masher. And then what we're going to do is, oh man, that pepper smells so good.
You like pepper?
Oh, I love it. And there's just, there's a funny story about pepper in the ancient Roman times. The way that Rome was saved by the Visigoths is that part of the bargaining strategy, what they wanted once they ransacked Rome, in order for them to get away, they said, we want bushels of pepper, because that was the highest, the highest class of what you can get. The most expensive spice was pepper back in those days.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting when we think about food history. It's the things we take for granted that are just oh, they're sitting on the table for as long as we've known them to. But there's a history behind it and a true economy based around that.
Oh my God, like saffron, you can look, even bananas. You look at the banana trade, the Banana Republic, and everything you go through in history. If it wasn't for trade, we wouldn't have the cuisine we have today.
That's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth. And if it wasn't for great people like this, we wouldn't have recipes like this. So to make these for your dinner, the details on everything we've done is all in the recipe. You can grab it at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen to find us on your phone while you watch. That is purple.
Yeah.
That is purple.
And what it's great is it's something totally different. And you're looking at some of it's going to have some crunch to it because it's got that nice skin that developed after we peeled it. So this is ready to go, and you can set this to the side, ready for whatever.
Now, what do we have here, though?
So the lemon juice, you drop that in, and it's interesting. Lemon juice does 2 things. One, it brightens your palate because it's an acid, but more importantly, it reserves the actual color. If you see what just happened there,
It just kind of
got real nice and pinkish or purplish.
It just kind of almost changed it.
Exactly. So it's bringing out those natural pigments in the actual potato. So instead of being white now, we're just folding this in and getting it nice and purplish.
So cool. So cool. Well, mashed potatoes could make a meal all on their own, especially when you got really cool colored ones. We have a protein to wait on, and we'll even make some tasty veggies when we come back. Ahead on Dinner Deas. Welcome back to Dinner Deas, where sweet and spicy meat. No, that's not us two. It's the fig and chili glaze that we have on the pork chops that we're making today. A recipe from my guest chef, Jeffrey Schlissel, who's also doing purple mashed potatoes and in a moment, some sauteed spinach. Before the break, we got our cooked purple potatoes from the oven, not boiled, baked. Then we mashed them with a combination of cream and butter, and finally adding a little lemon juice at the very end. It's really appealing just to kind of go into it, Chef.
Yeah, just the way it brightens it up and it makes it a little bit more purple. It's outstanding.
And it was so cool to see at that last second how that lemon juice reacted with it.
Yep. It's unbelievable.
It's fun.
Right? Could you use a little more salt? We can hit it a little bit.
Okay.
That's why we taste things, right?
That's why you taste those as you go along.
Exactly.
You can't take away, you can always add. So that's what we're going to be doing. And inside this boiling water, what do we need to add?
We're going to add a little bit of salt.
Okay.
Just a touch. And then we're going to add your spinach in there. Now the reason why we do this with spinach is we want to keep the spinach bright, number one, and that by blanching, that's what we're able to do. But here's the real reason. You take that whole bowl of spinach and try to put it in there and saute. What are you doing? You're fighting. You're trying to get it to where it's going to cook all at once. By doing this, you're taking that and alleviating that whole step. And then why I shock it is we want to stop the cooking process immediately, and that stops it, where it won't cook anymore, and we can already take that out. It's already done, ready to go.
All right, we'll pull this out.
Yep.
I'll start pulling this because that pork chop's been in the oven.
Yeah, we got to go test it,
You think it might be ready?
I think so. Let's, the only way to check, it's not like when you do steak where you do the finger test.
Yeah, are there any kind of proteins, that you're like, hey, look, don't try to be a hero. take the instant thermometer and actually get a good reading for it?
I'd be honest with you, I've been cooking for over 40 years and I've been working in steakhouses and such. This is the only way you can guarantee if you're up to temp. And the way to do this, especially if a pork chop, go into the center, you're gonna hit it in the middle. Anything with a pork, you want to be over 140 because that's when, quote unquote, trichinosis is gone, but trichinosis is wiped out in the United States. But you're looking for anything that's not rare. You want to eat it mid-rare to medium well. So this is what they're all right now. You see the glaze in the pan, the little fond right there, which is more flavor. It's the yumminess. Now it just sits.
It just sits, it just rests, and we've got just a nice cooling rack over there that we can use over on this side while we focus in on, I've already just shocked our spinach. What do I need to do next?
So we're gonna hit it with a little bit, we're gonna do this a little bit Italian style. We're gonna hit it with that sliced garlic. Think of the movie where the Godfather is sitting there slicing with the razor blade.
With the razor?
Yes.
All right, real talk on this
Yeah.
one. Have you ever done that and actually taken a razor blade and went as thin as you could?
Yeah.
You've done
ridiculous.
that too?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's so fine to it as well.
We got hot oil here on this one here, so we're gonna take this off that heat for a little bit.
And then what we can do is actually take that spinach and it's gonna stop the cooking, right? Love that. And what we just did was we took the garlic and we infused the oil, and that garlic is gonna be all throughout, and it's gonna, once you toss it with the spinach, that spinach, the garlic, you're gonna hit with a little salt and pepper, you're done. And that's how quick it is to make sauteed spinach.
I think people sometimes overthink that part too.
Yeah. Again, if you do that one step of just blanching it in water, you're actually making, look how easy it is to cook.
Yeah.
And that little bit of that water, that residual, it's just gonna be beautiful.
It's everything.
Yep. And that's literally done.
Now, if you make this for your dinner, we want to see. Take a photo and email it to dinnerdeas@fox.com. That's what John did. He's watching Tampa. Hi, John. He made the keto chicken thighs recipe I did by request for fellow viewer Judy. John did make a few modifications. He told us, I use pork chops instead of chicken, and I combined broccoli along with cauliflower for the cauliflower rice, which he made from scratch. He said, most importantly, though, my wife thoroughly enjoyed the meal. We always enjoy all the new ideas from all the wonderful chefs. John, that means the world to me. I mean, right there.
Well, yeah, it's like what I say about recipes, right? You don't have to follow to a T. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Like literally,
great job.
For the Johns of the world that want to swap something out,
Good job.
You've got a platform to work with, and if you want to substitute this, add that, take that away, a recipe is not supposed to be just exact.
Right.
You can have a little bit of fun and make it your own.
Right, we say, learn as a student, break it like an artist.
My man. All right, so this is absolutely fantastic. We're gonna let this kind of come over on this side here because we gotta take one last break because we're gonna be perfectly plating our pork chops and everything else ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz, where we've taken fancy fig and prosciutto, but brought those same flavors down to earth and used as an inspiration for pork chops. Thanks to Jeffrey Schlissel. He's been making his fig glazed pork chops alongside mashed purple potatoes and some simple sauteed spinach. Before the break, we tasted our purple mashed potatoes, and you gotta taste as you go. They needed just a little more salt, but you can always add, you just can't take it away. Then we salted some boiling water and blanched spinach to cook it down in size, removing it quickly while we got the pork chops from the oven, double checking the temperature, then letting them rest while we shocked the spinach in ice water and sauteed it in some olive oil and some sliced garlic, seasoning with just a little salt and pepper, and that was it. Man.
Can't get much better than that.
You really, and really pretty quick.
See, that's what I'm saying. The biggest thing was peeling the potatoes,
That's
probably.
it. But like you also are using them again, so like, you know, there was a reason behind it.
And all purpose. All purpose. So we're gonna plate this now. We're gonna take this beautiful mashed potato. We're gonna put this in the center. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it any way you'd want. But I love like height and a little bit of like a carousel around it to make it a round. So it gives it some body and depth.
But you know what though? It's overlooked so many times when you think about, you know, the average home cook at the house making, because they're thinking protein's got to be at 6 o'clock, and maybe there's going to be the veg over here at 9 o'clock, and then we're going to put something over here. You know, it's like, have a little bit more finesse. Just take the extra second. They're all going on the plate, but you can have some fun.
Oh my God, yes. And what the fun is, you see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you spent all the time. You've got a great dish. You're cooking for some loved ones or for someone that's special, even yourself. And it's like, take that a little bit more.
Why wouldn't you?
Right?
I mean, because you put this amount of time in it, and you want to make it where it's just yummy. Now, you notice that sauce? That's actually the pork juice jiving together with that sweet chili and that fig.
Oh, come on now.
And there we go.
And then
I
it just
think
goes
you need
right
to get
back
in
up.
there too.
I think we both need to get in there. Get that fork, get that knife. Let's go, my friend.
Go. So, this is the true test, right?
You know what, though?
Oh,
Is it good?
you know it's good when you giggle. You tell me.
It's really good. But as we're saying, we eat with our eyes. We went that extra mile. That was just the potato skins. You just
dehydrated them to get them crunch. Because again, when we're eating, we want textures. We have creaminess, we have some sweet and spicy, and then we have that spinach with the garlic, so it's a little bit more intense. But then when you go into the potato and you reach for not only the creaminess, but that actual little bit of skin, yeah. It's happy, happy, joy, joy.
And that's what you want out of a dish like that. And the juxtapositions as textures, as you're saying. Like,
Right.
It's one thing just to have one note behind it. It's another thing when it's just like, oh, whoa, that's just kind of confusing me a little bit. And I like that.
Right, and again, that's the creaminess of that potato that just kind of pumps through, and it just works with the sauciness of the sauce, with the sassiness of the sauce, the spinach, it all works together.
It all just works together, dude. Oh. Thanks again to Chef Jeffrey Schlissel. Grab his recipe for this and more in the book. It came from Craveable Obsessed at dinnerdeals.com, where we also have a link to his FOMO Chefs, his company that helps new chefs, and his other tasty venture, Baking Cartel. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more ideas for dinner, as we call Dinner Diaz.